In comedy, inspiration can come from anywhere. Funbi.
Pillar of Bimbo Charles, no. Bimbo Charles.
Bimbo Charles.
Yes, that's my name.
It's the best for me.
Stand-up comedian, MC and OAP Funbi Samuel Olarinde, professionally called Funbi in a recent chat with HIPTV, revealed where he gets his inspiration from. He emphasized the need for the audience to know that most comedians can make a joke out of anything and anywhere. In his words.
So inspirations actually come from anywhere. For my jokes, this year, Grown Man, I will be talking about a lot of grown man stuff. Like in the last 1 year, a lot has changed. I got married, gave birth to a beautiful daughter, very fine girl. If you see her, don't worry, if you come for the show, you see her. So I will be cracking jokes about experiences that I've had while my wife was pregnant, also when I saw my child, or the whole childbirth process and all. So inspiration can come from anywhere. Like I can just be here facing the camera right now, inspiration will come from anywhere. That's because while growing up in this stand-up comedy stuff, Alibaba, shout out to Alibaba. Alibaba he still does it, Alibaba Spontaneity. So then, of course, that's a big platform. You will go, you pick a paper and whatever thing you see on the paper, you crack jokes from it. So those stuff are stuff that, okay, before you go that kind of show, you go down to your house, do a lot of rehearsals, say, oh, if I pick WC now, waiting I won't crack, or WC Wandiko, or toilet, or whatever it be, but that inspiration can come from anywhere, but you have to be very confident and attentive.
Funbi's Boss is a yearly entertainment show crafted by Funbi for people to feed their souls with laughter in just one night. The comedian discussed what to expect in this year's edition of Funbi's Boss. According to him,
Grown Man is this year's edition, but of course the show itself is Funbi's Boss. I repeat, the show is Funbi's Boss, my boss. It's a stand-up comedy show. Of course, music, there will be music involved and all, but let me start for Funbi's Boss. Funbi's Boss is a brand that has come to stay, and this is actually the 5th edition. And of course, this is the 2nd time at Eco Hotel and Suites. I've been doing Funbi's Boss for years now, and to be honest with you, why I even named it Funbi's Boss was because I looked at the way their comedy shows. You see AY Live is attached to AY. You see Basketball Lords of the Rib. You see Basketball is attached to Lords of the Rib, or Lords of the Rib is attached to Basketball, whichever way, and all. Alibaba January 1st concert and all. So comedians usually have always put like the show around them. You're not doing the show for just the crowd, say Lagos laughs or whatever. No, Lagos, who they make Lagos laugh? You have to put your name. And also I thought of something that everybody could relate to. So whether you like it or not, if you are poor or you are rich, you at one point of your life, you must have entered bus. As a rich man in Nigeria, if you don't enter bus here, when you get there in the abroad, you go enter bus train or you go enter bus, you get what I'm saying? But as a poor man, or normally, even boy where they hustle for street, you go always they enter bus. So and as it is, boss is a movement. So Funbi's Boss is actually a movement. Funbi's Boss is my boss, and the boss now just comedy show, make everybody come chill, have fun, music, and all those stuffs. And also, this year is Grown Man, and that's because I'm grown, as you can see. But I have stories to tell you. Not stories, when I mean stories, not boring stories, jokes. Funny jokes. I'm not joking. So this year is going to be very interesting. The talents that are performing were carefully selected by my team and myself. The musicians too. I have Crayon and Majid. Those are 2 new school guys that are popping. We also have 2 legends coming. We have Shantizu. I'm a big fan of Shantizu, and of course the Akpako master himself, Terry G. Those are guys that I grew up listening to, and these guys are the guys that are running around. So Majid, Crayon, and with Shantizu and Terry G, imagine the future on stage. Of course, we will still arrange the show flow, of which is already arranged. Then comedians too, we have Sabinus, Just Too Funny, Remote, Still Ringing, Bo Joint, Odogu, and also this year is packed. So now, most people now try to divide stand-up comedy and skit makers. But guess what? I am bringing both together. I am not saying I'm a stand-up comedian and I'm not involving skit makers or whatever. From these names that I've called, there's Sabinus, he does stand-up comedy and he does skits too. There's Just Too Funny, he does stand-up comedy and he does skit too. And of course, there's Remote, he does stand-up comedy and he does skit too. I do skits when I want to promote my show. I really don't get time to do it every time, or maybe whichever one. But this year's Funbi's Boss is bigger and better. You don't want to miss it. I'm not joking. If you miss it, you sabi, you go still watch after, but na follow up, you just they do. But okay, so you don't want to miss Fumbi's Boss this year. By the grace of God, it is sold out already. If you've not gotten your tickets, you can still probably get very, very limited few tickets available. But it's going to be a bang. Fumbi's Boss, a hotel and suites on the 4th of June. Bati Fekori.